Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the compound women's gold medal final of the 2019 Indoor World Series Finals here in Las Vegas.
So it's time for the women's compound gold medal final for the Indoor World Series. And Rio Wild, we have two athletes that are taking the floor right now that have never won gold here in Las Vegas in the World Archery Indoor World Series. On the left-hand side of your screen, it's Russian Viktoria Balzhanova, 30 years old, ranked 23rd in the world. On the right part of your screen, on an absolute tear as of late, from Belgium, Sarah Prieels, 28 years old, and ranked 16th in the world. And these two archers arrived. Prieels was our second place qualifier to get into the World Archery Finals, and Viktoria, our ninth. Here's a look at the brackets and how they ended up. You can see that Balzhanova beat Paige Pierce to get into those finals. Sarah Prieels beat Tanya Jensen, who's had a nice tournament so far herself, and who's won this. She's a past champion.
Yeah.
All right, so Rio, different than we've seen so far. Cumulative scoring and a different target face. Explain what's going on.
Every arrow is going to count. It's going to add up to a total. They are shooting at a 10 ring that is about the size of a U.S. penny. So it's nothing. I mean, there is nothing easy about this.
Half the size of the 10 ring on the recurve target. The compound at 2 centimeters in diameter.
10.
For those out there in the States, a U.S. penny measures 3/4 of an inch in diameter, 0.75 inches, and that's just about the size of that 2 centimeter.
9 points.
Both of them are a little high left, so she's going to have to give herself some clicks, I think, on her sight. You know, adjustment to move that scope to where she can get that arrow in the middle.
10 points.
And if you notice, both of them have hit high coming into here. Sometimes when we were the guys, I'd come out and watch the girls to see what they did. So I had a clue what kind of arrows are going to go. But she must have got the right adjustment there.
Absolute inside out for that 10. Now Prieels.
9. A couple of things to keep in mind when you're watching World Archery competition.
2 nines didn't help, but that helped her a little bit from being in a bigger hole.
This target is the size of the Vegas X-ring. Also, we've got straight scoring to decide this match
So far,
now.
since 2011, when the series started coming to Las Vegas, Russia has actually won
Sarah
it
Prieels of Belgium enjoying a 1-point lead.
2 times. So this will be their third. So we have Russia, who's won it 2 times. We have Denmark, who's won it 2 times. And the United States, Erica Jones, twice. So we haven't had a U.S. woman win it since 2015. But this would separate Russia from the rest of the nations out there in terms of their dominance of the Indoor World Series Finals for women's compound.
Yeah, and they've had a good team for a long time. I mean, from Albina to Sophia to the gals now, they've all been very good, strong shooters.
Balzhanova will lead us off. Again, with cumulative scoring, every point makes a difference.
It's huge. I mean, that one's in the middle.
Yeah, you can see the relief on her face.
She's like, yeah. Some arrows you shoot, and you're just like, man, I know where that's going. And some you're just like, that was a bad shot, and you just hope for a good landing.
Oh, same spot.
And she's liking that third target.
Just out.
She's not liking her third target as well.
Yeah, not as much. Interesting bit though, Rio. If you could see on Sarah Prieels' bow, she has some white tape that's around on her riser. That's from a sensor that's there from a device that she uses called a sweet spot, a kind of innovative device that was created. And the real question was in World Archery, because using the device, anything electronic on your bow in USA Archery or World Archery is illegal. So the question was, could you leave the sensor on? You know, it's not plugged in, it's just kind of like a piece sitting there. We got to see Sarah Prieels at Lancaster a couple of weeks ago, and she was using the device. So you can see that tape that's wrapped around just on the top of that riser. That's what that is if you're curious about it. It's just part of her keeping that sensor under wraps.
Yeah, because you're not allowed anything electronic.
No.
When it comes to...
You are here at the Vegas shoot for the NFA, the other part of it. And so she had to unplug that device and then use it, you know, in World Archery, that white tape. So that's what you're seeing there. Yep. So be interesting to see. There are lights that light up with that device, and she usually uses it, so it's an indication on how much force you're putting through the bow.
No, 1 point match here. We got, I mean, it's a good match. I mean,
20 seconds on the clock to execute the shot. Oof. Hung that one just a little high. You can see on Sarah's bow two double stabilizers, like V-bar stabilizers that she uses.
to help her get her level easier.
What do you mean exactly?
Well, when you drop, there's a level inside your scope. And so you want to drop and hold. And if you can't one way, if the bow leans one way or another way, it can cause the arrow to go left or right. So when she pulls up, the weights she's put on them rods help her hold that right in the middle of the level so she is more consistent. And it's interesting how the back and forth has gone. If one shot a 9, the other one. Whoa.
Wow, that was a big flinch.
Ooh, now we're all tied up.
All right, so listen, she has a flinch on that one. That could be a form of what we know as target panic. But here in World Archery, with the clock, you
can't reset. Nope.
Good shot. Nope. So Victoria still enjoying that last one.
Now let's see how Sarah picks it up after that. It's going to be a big part of the match if she can pick it up after that. Yep,
got it. Got it. Yep, so that'll remain a tie.
She'll walk back and laugh about it because you're like, whoa, I got away with one. You know, that wasn't really, and even the coach, like, come on.
That was the end of the third end. We go to 5. Total possible points scored 150. So we have 6 more arrows to shoot. Here's another look at it, Rio. You can see she's back at her anchor spot, and there it is. And she closed her eye as well.
I don't know what she's saying under her breath there, but I don't know. She's real happy with that one.
Fudgesicles, maybe?
Yeah.
I'll go with fudgesicles. But this is the answer that she had, Sarah Prieels. And she was able to rebound right back with all of her experience. She just got through it.
Yeah.
So now it's out of sight, out of mind, you think? Or is it something that might be hanging out?
Where you're tied, you're okay.
Okay.
If you were trailing, your mind's going to be a lot more on it. But where you're tied, you're like, where it's a ball game. We've got
0-0 in essence.
6 arrows left. It's, you know, now it's a new match. Instead of a 15-arrow match, we're down to 6.
2018-19 Indoor World Series Finals from the South Point Hotel and Casino. This is for the gold. That's Viktoria Balzhanova from Russia, who just sent one downrange, tagging that 10 ring.
I think World Archery does a really good job with the setups and stuff because usually the person trailing or the higher ranked archer gets to choose to shoot first. So if they can pull and put it in the middle, it adds that extra little pressure on the person that's behind them. And so it can be, to me, I've always thought it's a really good format for that.
That caught, yeah. And with the interaction of the crowd, even if you wanted to as an archer try to block out what your competition just did, you can't.
No.
Because the crowd lets you know, the big screen lets you know it's here.
And you got George, and you got George Tetnichov over there going 10 or 9.
True.
There's no hiding from what your opponent did. You don't hide, you know.
Look to us, I think Victoria was able to shoot a 10 on her second one. So this one could be a huge point swing. Oh, she just nails it again.
Yeah. So Sarah needs a 10 here to keep it close with one end left.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of stop the bleeding kind of situation. She just let it fly, too. Yeah. She obviously had a good aiming spot. Just wanted to get through that shot process.
It's got it going.
So it's all tied up in the moment. Judges will head down to the bail. They'll take a look at it. So they'll go to bail number 1, have a close look, and see if that second arrow, Balzhanova, is in.
And she didn't look really hard. Like we thought,
Yeah.
I think it's in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're looking at the judge, she didn't look real hard at it. I think it's pretty solid. So they did, they gave her a 10. That puts it at 1 point lead going in with 3 arrows left. Not that that's a big lead and you're feeling comfortable and you got your warm blanket out for the win.
but it is a lead.
It is a lead.
And you only need to win by 1.
Yeah.
Relief on Prieels' face after that shot.
Yeah.
Little bit of shake in that shot and the disappointment on that. Yeah.
She's not real super confident because she keeps just quick as she can to look up at the Jumbotron and see where she's landing. You know, I mean, when you're confident, you know where it goes.
What type of release is Viktoria using?
It's a index release trigger.
Index,
you know,
yep.
Kind of works similar to a rifle trigger. You lay your finger on, and when you get the whatever you got inside your scope, a dot or a pin, where you want it to hit, you just kind of pull the trigger like you do with a rifle.
Prieels able to throw that one.
And again, like I said, the format's awesome because Sarah gets to put the pressure on her. She put the 10 in. Now Viktoria needs to follow it up, and so it just is a World Archery's done an awesome job with that.
Great shot by Viktoria. Ooh, the final end of competition, and Sarah needed that one.
Now's the thing. You know you've got an open door. Can you close it? You know, she seems to be strong. She got up after it quick. She's ready.
A 10 will put the statement on. Oh, she shook, but she drilled it.
Yep. So 2 point lead with 1 arrow left. That's a pretty good, healthy.
All she has to do really is hit the gold.
Yep. And Sarah's got to put this in to just have a hope. I mean, you got to hope. You never know.
Perfect.
I mean, I have seen stranger things happen, but the odds are pretty much in Viktoria's favor. This is her match to win.
A 9 to win.
It's taking her a little long.
Beautiful. Outstanding. What a great tournament for Viktoria Balzhanova from Russia, who takes victory to gold medal 145 to 144.
That is awesome. Like,
They called that one a 9. Doesn't really matter, though, because even if they called it a 10, it's still...
And maybe we can look back and say that arrow that Sarah had that she kind of had a little hiccup on was the break in the match. You know, I mean, you never know at what point your mindset had changed, but that was huge.
World Series final. And the action's not over yet. Because our premier match, the men's compound gold medal final, is coming up shortly. Ladies and gentlemen,